Joining us now on ICANN Media, I'm pleased to introduce you to David Pryce. David, you are the chairman of the conference here in Banff, the ENFORM Petroleum Safety Conference. You're the chairman of the event. Tell us, I guess, the goal of this event for you, what you want people to walk away from it with.
Sure. The safety issue for industry is an evolving one. We've seen lots of things happening at ENFORM, as an example, to help provide tools and training to industry. We've seen improvements in safety performance, but we've seen a bit of a plateau in that improvement. So we want to now start finding ways to continue that trend downward at a sharper angle. And you're hearing the main theme of this is safety culture and process safety. What our speakers are talking about is those two things, and we're trying to convey that message so that it gets into the leadership and gets applied in that fashion across from top to bottom in an industry.
Well, you talk about some of the key messages, and one of them is leadership. To be a leader in this industry. You've been in the industry for a long time, the oil industry. Has leadership changed, or does it have to do more as far as impressing upon its staff and its employees about the importance of a safety culture?
I think it's a continuous thing. Leadership changes out. Each new leader needs to be briefed up on the importance of that and the responsibility. And when I say a new leader, it's somebody maybe new in the management structure who likely will rise up through the company, and that person needs to bring that and evolve that understanding of safety and apply that and make sure that it is a message that is heard by folks that can say, if I do something and it is going to impact the operation of the business, but it's to improve or manage safety, I will be respected for those kinds of decisions.
One of the things I find with your conference is the speakers are fascinating. Their lives themselves, you've got a fighter pilot, you've got a well-known Canadian broadcaster coming in as one of your keynote speakers, and all kinds of fascinating people. Is this a conscious effort, is to bring people in from different areas to talk to industry people about the importance of safety and let them see that it goes upon many different industries?
Absolutely. We want an integrated approach to things. So we don't just want the one person in the field who's experienced X, although that's really important. We want people that have varying perspectives on this. And so the case studies, whether it is the individual who found a valve that needed repair, or whether it is the fighter pilot who can tell you how he flamed out and how they now in the armed forces deal with safety, a high-risk area.
Right. You've been in the industry for a long time. According to your bio, I mean, you've worked with the Canadian Association of Petroleum Producers, with BP Canada, with the National Energy Board as well. How have you seen things change in the years that you were in the industry?
I'd have to say that there are sort of iconic things or events that have happened, like the Amoco well blowout, the ERCB going through a sour gas safety review, incidents across the globe. All of those get the attention of the industry, and believe me, they want to make sure that they don't see those happen either in their backyard or ever again. And so the notion of taking learnings from incidents is one direction. The other is just making sure that you're being strategic and proactive. You heard Cameron McGilvery, the head of ENFORM, talk about putting together a task force, a senior level task force on safety culture. That's intended to be proactive, get out in front of that. How can we define it? How can we start to apply that?
Well, because one of the things with the oil industry is it may not have a lot of accidents, but when it has accidents, it certainly grabs the headlines, and it can have catastrophic consequences as well.
Well, absolutely. We want to make sure that we avoid those in the first place. If we have them, we've got mechanisms to deal with them. And we have, while we may have accidents that hit the public eye, we also want to make sure that even minor things that don't result in an accident get identified so that we can learn from those and applying any learnings to that before they become one of those incidents that could occur.
So you've been through the odd boom and bust cycle here in Alberta, and at this time when the economics are down and not looking very good at this point in time, to me, safety would be very important because people are being laid off. There may be fewer people working at that time. How do you see things adjust during this time?
Well, I think actually we were concerned for this conference with respect to the downturn and how the response would be to signing up to the conference. And early on, we saw the numbers quite low. We made a conscious effort to reach out, to look at innovative ways to bring folks in. and really happy to say, we've got 1,000 people here for this conference. It's not quite as high as last year, but in a difficult time for the industry, I think it's a pretty positive signal that there's a desire to pay attention to and manage the issue of safety. It continues to be top of mind.
Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
We've been chatting with David Pryce here at the ENFORM Petroleum Safety Conference. You're watching ICANN Media.